Hello, everyone. We are back with another episode.
That's right. Next come the heavy artillery. Presidential more like Michelle, not Hillary. Feel me? Push the whip on the set.
It's the Chanel Show, and it's another week in the can, okay? So, just a few little announcements and catch-ups. So this month is super busy. Working all weekend this weekend. Don't normally work every weekend. It's normally here and there scattered, but this week there are a lot of events that I'm working and also birthdays that I'm attending. So it's just been super busy with that whole thing. Remember next week to come to Vibra Lounge and restaurant and lounge rather, and see me on December 13th. I hope that you guys are ending out the year the way that you want, and just in the best way, because we always wait for the new year for the resolutions, but they're really supposed to start from the end of the year and go into the new year with you already feeling good, feeling warm, feeling positive. Big shout out to one of my friends who just recently got engaged last month. I just found out about that. But I feel like that's how you do. Like, that's how you gotta do it. You keep things private. You keep things personal until you are ready to make them public, because when things are in the early stages, they're just still fresh, and you want to put things out into the universe when they're more solid before you feel ready. Like, you want to feel safe. You don't want to feel like, oh my gosh, this is so fragile. I don't want anything to happen to this, but when things are more solid, you feel more comfortable. Today I did work, and the lady that was also doing one of the liquor samplings, she was sampling Dunkin' Kahlua, and it was just so good. I took like 3 samples from her, and then when she was done with her night, she was like, do you want to take the bottle of the one that you want? Well, the one that you like? And I was like, yes, oh my gosh, yes, I do. So ended up going home with the bottle of that, and my sister and my niece will be up here Christmas night, so I'm super excited about that. There's just so many wonderful things that's already happening. Outside of that, I just hope that everyone is staying inspired, being positive, doing the right things. Don't let positivity just be moments in time for you. Try to make it an ongoing, consistent thing, because they say, certain things shouldn't be forced. And I get that. They shouldn't be forced. Like, I am a person that's naturally kind, naturally just warm. I feel like there are people that want better for themselves, and sometimes that is something that you are going to have to force kind of in the beginning in order for it to stick and in order for it to be consistent for you. So just try to do that, because right now there's so many crazy things happening in the world. There are so many different things that are going on and that are transpiring that, we need to be the change that we want. So the change starts with you. So make sure that you're just being the love that you'd like to receive. So for today's topic, this is a very touchy one, I kind of feel like, because I do feel like we all have experienced generational traumas, curses, Today's topic is breaking generational curses and patterns. So I'm pretty sure we all have grown up just watching possibly like family members and people around us doing the wrong things, and then we get older and we realize, oh my gosh, there are so many things that I've learned that are just wrong. Like, because and the way that you figure that out is by, like, for example, you might be out with people that you consider them to have like a quote unquote better life, or they're just in a better place in life than you are, a better space mentally, emotionally, physically, and you're around these people and you come to realize that like the way that they think and like their thought process, everything that they do is kind of different from what you do and how you were raised. So now you as an adult, you're out here, you're outside, you're in the real world. Now you're in the real world. Not to mention that when we were kids, we didn't get taught how to properly channel our emotions. We didn't get taught about finances. We didn't get taught about assets, generational wealth, any of those things. But on top of that, you're learning that like those things are evident. Like, you already know that you don't know those things. But now on top of that, it's like you're around people and you're like, oh my gosh, these people just, they're so much closer when they talk about different things. Their conversations are different. You know? Like, you might feel like when you're around, sad to say, like family, that there's a lot of like drama and back and forth. And you know, it's not all the time our parents' fault, because you know their parents sometimes didn't teach them the right way. But just even simple things, like for example, when you're having a talk with somebody and they have a difference of opinion than you. Like, I'll give a good example for myself. I was kind of raised to like be defensive and kind of be combative. So if I'm speaking to someone that has a difference of opinion, or like it just sounds like they're just not agreeing, which they, in all actuality, they aren't agreeing with me, but they're still being respectful. Like, we're just having a conversation. Like, I was never taught, like, you know, people growing up are going to have difference of opinions than you, but what you can do is hear them out, actually take certain things that they're saying as a learning experience. Everyone is not going to agree with you, and not all the time are you right. So that's something I feel like I had to learn. I had to learn proper, like, communication skills as I've gotten older. I've just had to learn how to have better conflict resolution skills too. I feel like that's also a survival skill. Like, you need certain skills in life to survive out here. So those are survival skills, but also you don't want to be a person either that's just living off survival. Like, we talk a lot about how a lot of us were raised to be in survival mode. I feel like, yes, we were raised to be in survival mode, but we were also raised in a way where certain things we were taught were wrong, and those aren't actually things that help you, quote unquote, be in survival mode. Those things can actually put you in a worse position if you're not in a position to have to need to survive in that moment. Like, you're not in a position where you have to protect or defend yourself. Like, certain ways we were taught can actually put us in danger. So even when it comes to like your emotions, like, I feel like we need to be taught certain things to survive, but we also need to learned that a lot of the times when you're coming from a place of love, when you're coming from a place of kindness, that those things those things are going to help you. And then it needs to be like a balance. Like, you need to be kind, you need to be somebody that is loving, but you also need to be somebody that people know not to play with as well. So I feel like both of those combined, they just give a balance. And there are two things that I feel like you need in life. Like, you can't be too nice, you can't be too mean. You need to be able to be assertive, but you still need to be someone that people feel like they can come to and talk to. Because I feel like that's kind of where we lose the plot. You want to be assertive, you don't want to be aggressive. So you definitely need to learn how to speak. Like, talking and dealing with people, that's something that you're always going to have to do, whether you're in a field that requires you to be a people person or not. Because we live on this earth with bunches of people we're going to have to interact with every day. So interaction with people is inevitable unless you, I don't know, you live on an island somewhere by yourself, you never come out the house. But even then, you probably are going to need to interact with people. So I just feel like just certain things, or even like, I know talking about this is sometimes taboo, but just the way that you carry out certain relationships, like being in a relationship and feeling like you can't be vulnerable, or you shouldn't express yourself, or you have to come at your partner with disrespect to get them to hear you or to respect you, or that you shouldn't be doing this, you shouldn't be doing that. If you have kids, you're supposed to raise them this way. But it's like, no, you actually don't need to do that. And let's be honest, our parents did a lot of things right, but they did a lot of things wrong too. So I feel like it's all about figuring out what is not working for you in your adult life, and just rewiring your brain to move differently. And that can be very hard once you've already reached your adult life, because it's like all of these things that you've learned throughout your life, you kind of have to unlearn, and you have to rewire your brain. And that's why a lot of people now, like, they kind of want to stay to themselves. I feel like isolation can really heal you, and it can get you back rooted to knowing what you want and what you like. Because when there are too many outside factors influencing you on a day-to-day, it's like you really don't know, like, oh, should I be like what I just heard or what I just saw? Or because I know this is what I really want, but now I just seen something on social media, or I just spoke to one of my friends, or I just seen somebody that put this idea in my head. But it's like, no, what do you feel? What do you really want? And as long as those things are not harmful, hurting anybody, those are good things. I feel like you need to take that and figure out how you can use how you really are to get to the next level in a positive way without hurting anybody. Because a lot of the things that we've seen people doing growing up weren't necessarily the best things. Like, they just weren't. And I feel like, especially if you see yourself in a better predicament than like generations before you. Like, if you're somebody that's working, got a good head on their shoulders, are able to pay bills, you're in your own place, have your own car, own situation and things going on, you're in a healthy relationship, or maybe you may not be in a relationship but you're happy and you're doing certain things different, like, that are just helping you grow and flourish, I feel like that's okay. And it's also okay for us to separate ourselves from people that we feel like may not be helping us grow in the season that we're in. I know I've been personally doing a lot of that. I've been separating myself and isolating myself from people. I want to continue to grow and flourish and continue doing great things because I've accomplished so much this year and I just want to keep it going. I want to keep it going. I want to continue to be the healthiest version of myself, be the most beautiful version of myself. I want to continue traveling. I want to be in a healthy relationship eventually. I want to continue to be financially stable and to grow my assets, to grow just my money, for that to grow. And I just want to cut off any debt weight and any negativity that's around. And I feel like when you break generational curses, because some of us are so wired to feel like we owe our parents or our aunts or our grandparents, whoever raised us, something. Like, we're raised to feel like we owe them something, and we don't owe them anything if what we were taught by them is affecting us negatively in our adult lives. We are adults now, and at the end of the day, if something happens to us, we are the ones that have us. Yeah, we might have people that are gonna come and check up on us, but we have to make sure we are good and that we are doing the things that we need to do to continue to have balance and to live the way that we need to live to be happy. So I say continue breaking the generational curses, whether that be financially, emotionally, spiritually, all the things, because we are the conductors of this train in our lives. And guys, I know that there's somebody out there that needed to hear it. I see so many people around me that are my age or around my age, whether they be a few years younger, a few years older, just doing so many things different from their parents and grandparents and so on and so forth. Like, they're doing so many things different because they're realizing that was not the way. That was not the way. And it's okay. We shouldn't feel guilty either about it. Me, I'm not gonna lie, I still do have a tiny bit of guilt sometimes when I feel like, okay, I have to separate myself from this person that I love, but at the same time, it's benefiting me that I'm just doing the things that I want to do with no outside influence and no negativity, and that I'm becoming and being the best person and version of myself that I want to be. But guys, it is cold outside. Wherever you're watching from, I don't know where you're watching from, but I'm in New York City and it's super cold. Like, it's really cold. I don't even want to go outside for anything. Like, unless I'm working or have to run any sort of errands or be around family, it's a birthday or something, I'm in the house. Like, that's what it is. That's what I'm doing. So make sure that you're staying warm. Make sure that you are taking your vitamins if you are living somewhere where the weather is cold. I'm hearing that we're going to get a very cold winter this year. So make sure that you bundle up. Remember to follow me, guys, on all the platforms, okay? You guys already know it's at Chanel Show. If you can't find me with the 2 L's, type in the 3 and you may find me. There's no underscore in my name. So if you pull up a page that has me with an underscore, it's not me. All right? Make sure that you guys are bundling up. Make sure that you are taking care of yourself. Get a lot of rest, okay? Every week, guys, and it's getting cold, so you might be in the house more, you may be tuning in more, so I'm making sure that every week I'm coming with it. So make sure that you guys are tuning in, and I hope that you guys have a great weekend, whenever you watch this, whatever time of the day you're in or day of the week you're in. Just have a good one. But I will talk to you guys next week, and peace out.